All right. I am loving our new intro, bro. I am loving our new intro.
Bro,
That
that's
I like it.
nice. Galing,
I,
galing.
na-hype up ako, Jels. But
Yeah, nga eh.
again, welcome to the Next Man Up podcast to all the listeners out there on Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter. Welcome to the show. Next Man Up podcast is basically a podcast about hoops. We have guests in, live guests. This is our second live episode, and we've been loving it. So today, um, as always, I have my partner in here, Gelo Vito. Gels, how have you
Sir,
been?
I'm good,
And
bro. I'm good,
yeah,
thank you.
just to remind you guys, Jello Vito and I are former UP Fighting Maroons and professional athletes. Also, Jello trains some professional athletes. I think the reason why we have David in here because do you train David, Jels?
I actually trained David. I actually helped train David in
Mhm.
a ton of performance. So I'm one of the assistant coaches there. So I've seen David work, and
Yes, sir.
like what you said, Jigs, the work is now working. But
Yes,
we
sir.
will
But
talk about that. We'll talk
yeah,
about that more later.
but before we go there, um, in our last episode, we talked about a lot of things. I mean, we had boss PJ Pelares on the show to talk about, recruitment, playing overseas, just being a player agent here in the Philippines. And we also had Justin Gutang, who just signed the deal with the Korean team. He's going to be playing in the KBL. And, we talked about his journey and how things happened, how he ended up with that deal. If you want to check that out, make sure to check out that past episode of the Next Man Up podcast. And for today, in this podcast, in this episode, we are going to have first, of course, we mentioned it earlier, David Murrell as our guest. But before that, we're going to talk about the FIBA Asian roster. We just
Yeah.
found out, right, that Dwight won't be playing due
Yep.
to an injury. Kai, we're going to talk about Kai also, who has been training in the US. We'll talk about their speculations. I mean, we have Mr. Hot Takes here, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a wild one probably. Also, we'll talk about Gilas 3x3. They had a great run.
Yeah.
Um, in the FIBA Asia. Is that FIBA Asia? I think that's FIBA Asia
Yeah.
for
FIBA
3x3.
Asia. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, we'll have David in for our conversation. After David, we'll have a PBA review of the last week. Maybe we can talk to D about that too, and then looking ahead to this coming week. So before
Pare,
that,
before that,
oh yeah,
let's say hi muna to one of our good friends.
ayo
Carl Bangko,
naman.
good evening, my idol.
Barry boy, thanks for
Oy.
tuning in, for listening to the show. We really appreciate you. If you have questions, bro, if you have insights, make sure comment din kayo. We're gonna make sure to have that pulled up here on the
Yeah.
screen. All right.
Alright.
So, before we get into our topics, we're gonna syempre kailangan natin i-remind yung mga listeners natin. What
Yes,
is
syempre.
the Globally Ballin podcast? Where can you find us? Syempre, here we have social media. If you're not on social media, basically don't exist anymore. But yeah, Globally Ballin podcast is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. We are live on YouTube as well. We have a website and we have different shows. It's not just the Next Man Up podcast on the Globally Ballin Network. Of course, the Eternity of Basketball. Episode 136, guys. Ang dami na nilang episodes. 136 episodes. They had Dodong Postanes. If I'm not mistaken, I think he played either amateur or college ball here in the Philippines. So make sure to check that out. And also, for the next one, for who the Heck Are We? It's a podcast featuring different athletes, not just basketball. And for their episode 106, they had the Philippine men's national floor ball team, Melvin Mendoza and Ludwig Poral. They were part of that 2022. They will be part of the 2022 World Championship of the floorball. And for the Next Man Up, catch all episodes on YouTube and Spotify. Next Man Up on Spotify and Globally Ballin on YouTube. Make sure to click the subscribe button and like this as well. All Globally Ballin also on YouTube. Subscribe please to us. We're really gonna be appreciative of that. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe as well. We're gonna make sure to read the comments, to make sure that we have a two-way conversation here, not just me and Jello. It's a whole conversation with all of you guys part of it. All right.
Alright.
Let's move on to our topics. Just a very quick one. The FIBA Asian roster of the Philippines,
Yeah.
it's officially out, and I'm gonna mention it right here. We have Kiefer Ravenna, William Navarro, SJ Belangel, Ray Parks, 30 Ravenna, Francis Lebron Lopez, Carl Tamayo, Poy Eram, Dwight Ramos, Gio Chu, Kevin Kiambao, and RJ Abarientos. Gels, any surprises here?
Well, a surprise for me is that Bobby Ray is back. Like, I'm really, really glad that he's back. Masaya ako na he's back.
For sure, yeah.
The last stint niya sa Gilas was way back in 2017 or 2018, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
that's right.
I'm glad that he's back in the roster. And another one, Poy Eram. Poy Eram is back in the Gilas lineup. Kasi kailangan din nila ng ceiling. Eh. Like, that was the main problem during that Korea friendly. And during that window
During the
against
qualifiers, yeah.
during the qualifiers, that window against New Zealand and India, yun naging problem nila eh. Wala gaanong
Mm.
ceiling. The main big man during that time was only two. It was just Carl Tamayo and Gio Chu
And
and
Gio
Kevin
Chu
Kiambao.
started for their team
Oh,
also. Yeah.
so it's a great addition to the lineup, knowing that they're going up against, and yung group stage nila, yung group nila is a
Mm.
very
Mm.
competitive group. They're going up against again ulit New Zealand. This is sa mga kalaban nila. Lebanon is still there, I think, and one other I forgot who. Pero yun nga, medyo leveled up to from the qualifying team. But again, we have high expectations for sure as basketball fans. Lalo na tayo, Jegs. We have high expectations, high hopes for this team, and we hope they do good. Really, I hope they
Yeah.
do good.
I agree. I mean, Poy Aram for me is a great addition. We need the length. Poy Aram can shoot from the outside also. I think Chot Reyes will be coaching also for this one, right? For
Yeah,
the
yeah. Coach
Asia
Shot is
Cup,
back.
right?
Coach Shot
Yeah.
is back.
Um, and Dwight Ramos won't be playing also, right? So I think
Yeah,
by tonight or tomorrow we will find out kung sino yung papalit kay Dwight Ramos. I think they
yeah,
can do that.
yeah.
I think Renz Abando is
Renzo
there as a
Bando is the reserve. Yeah, as a
and he
reserve.
for
Yeah,
me he has been playing well. I think he deserves a spot here in the Gilas Pilipinas lineup. Obviously, I mean 12 lang yung pwede dyan, but
yep.
I think with the way Renz Abando played, wearing that Pilipinas uniform, he deserves it. He had a lot of three-pointers, used his athleticism to drive, and hopefully we see him back in that uniform. We'll see. I'm obviously Kiefer Ravenna is gonna do his thing. Will Navarro, who also just signed the contract, also um, will also do well for sure. I mean, he had a sick dunk, highlight dunk against India,
Yeah.
so expect more from Will Navarro. SJ Ray, we talked about Ray, naging teammate ko si Ray, and I think um, Ray will be an important part here because he can play both off ball and on ball.
Yeah, that's true.
I played with him. He's basically the system himself. Give him the ball, give him a pick and roll, and he can do something about it. Whether find his teammates for open shots,
Yep.
him driving and creating his own shots, or finding the roller. And I think Ray Parks is in better shape now compared to when he was playing here in the PBA. I think the B League stint really helped a lot. I mean, that's a couple of games in a span of what 10 months, 9 months.
10 months.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he's in better shape, and he's one of the hardest workers, professional as
Yep.
well. LeBron Lopez, Gels. What can you
Oh,
say about him? I mean, athlete, freakish athlete. What can he still work on? What do you think?
I really think he could still work on his outside shooting. I mean, sa international level, alam naman natin lahat yan, Jegs. We played in the national team kahit sa under 16, under 18,
Yeah.
na kailangan ng shooters eh. And in order for him to yun nga, tumagal and to flourish and to prolong his stint with the Gilas program, you really have to have shooters, good shooters. And I really think that he needs to develop that one.
Oh,
'di ba? Parang kasi everybody knows he's a hard-nosed player, sobrang athletic, napakabilis, napakatapang na bata, probably one of the youngest there, pero isa sa
Mm,
pinakamatatapang, yung madiin maglaro eh.
for
And
sure.
I really
Yes.
think na once he develop yung inside and out game, lalo na yung outside shooting niya, he's gonna be a threat, a
Yeah.
legitimate threat in the years to come. And I really think na he's learning, he's getting the right amount of coaching, getting the right amount of advice and all of that. And who knows, 'di ba? He's gonna be one of the top players dito sa Philippines, 'di ba? And
I agree. I agree.
hopefully he'd be in the same stage and same level as like the Kiefer, the Bobby
Yeah.
Rays, 'di ba? I mean, he can. I really believe that he can. I've coached the guy when I first started with LaSalle Green Hills. Kung di nyo alam, he was in LaSalle Green Hills High School before transferring to Ateneo. But yun nga, I've already seen him play. I've seen him develop, and
Yeah. Yeah.
sky's the limit for the guy.
I
Really.
mean, I mean, I played pickup with this guy. Just a quick story. I played pickup with this guy. No warm up. He went straight. His first possession, drove and dunked the basketball. No warm up. I mean, that's how he is as a player. Now let's move on to Kai Sotto just quickly. We've heard that he is still in the U.S. training.
Uh,
We don't know if he's training with the team. He's working out.
yeah.
Is he gonna play in the G League? I feel like for me personally, Gels, and to all our listeners, what do you think Kai is doing in the States now and not, playing here in FIBA? I think the only reasonable, um, the only reason that he's in the States is either G League or a two-way contract or summer league, I guess, right? Like those are the only three things. If you're not playing there, I think you should, look for other options around the world. It doesn't have to be here in the
But
Philippines, but around the
yeah.
world. Yeah.
But me, Jegs, I really don't think na summer league is still an option because
Yeah, wala na
I
ata eh. Yeah.
I think they're midway through the summer league.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Yun nga, ang only viable na option I think ni Kai, if he's still in the States, is that G
Yeah.
League.
Mm.
Excuse me. G League lang talaga. I think he's preparing for once mag-start na mag-ano yung G League. I think dun yung path na papunta niya. Kasi either way, uh, 1 foot, halos 1 foot in ka na
Yeah.
rin naman sa NBA
Although,
if
do you
mag-G
think
League ka
I
na.
have a feeling kasi 'di ba when he got into the G League, he went umalis siya because I think he never played a game, an official
Yeah.
game, I guess, with Ignite. So that's gonna be hard for him to get back to that, unless they give him another chance. But who knows? If
I,
to all our listeners, what do you think is Kai doing there? What do
yeah.
you think Kai should do next? Um, we'll check your comments and questions later. Let's move on to the next topic. We don't want David waiting also for him to hop on. I mean, he's our main guest. The PBA 3x3,
Oh, yeah.
um, they played well. I think they beat Mongolia,
The number
one
one
of the
team.
number one
The number
team
one team. The
in
number
the
one
world
ranked team. Yeah.
or
No,
in
not in the
Asia.
world.
In Asia.
In Asia. In Asia. And
So
sila yung number one ranked that tournament.
yeah,
Eh.
so I think we're number four.
Yeah, we finished fourth
Yeah,
because we had to play New Zealand in the semifinals, and then we dropped that game. So we played battle for third, and we lost to China.
yeah. So we lost to China 21-11, but kudos to the guys, man. I
Hey,
mean, Almond
hey, grabe.
Vasotros,
That guy.
one of the smallest guy on the floor, getting buckets, defending people taller than him. Eryobu, one of the top 3x3 players in the PBA, also produced um,
Good
really
numbers.
well, good
Yeah.
numbers. Lervin Flores did his thing, did his role here for the 3x3. Samboy De Leon, as usual, he will defend, he will get buckets from time to time. But I think 3x3 has a great future in the
Yeah.
Philippines. We have the length. I think we know how to be physical, just the right amount na hindi
Yeah.
tayo
Tama.
fa-foul. Kasi fouls,
Tama.
Jello. I mean, you played 3x3, Jello.
Yeah.
Fouls are very important in the 3x3,
Yeah.
super
Very
crucial.
crucial. Very crucial. Kumbaga, actually, kahit foul, you have to be strategic with it. Eh.
Mm,
I'm not really sure if our viewers know the rules sa FIBA 3x3 in terms of the free throws and penalties and all of that. But after the fifth foul, after the fifth foul is already penalty. After the eighth is, I think, two shots. And after that is like parang ball plus ball
Possession.
possession
Yeah,
onwards.
that's
Eight
tough.
onwards is like free throw then possession.
Yeah,
Parang
that's
ganun.
tough. That's
Oh,
tough.
so
That's
it's
tough.
very, very tough. You have to be very strategic with it. Very, kumbaga kailangan matalino ka rin sa 3x3. Hindi lang puro bara-bara or dire-diretso ka lang. It's a very complicated sport, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all right. So we talked about a lot of basketball, international ball, Gilas, but let's move on to our main guy right here. I mean,
Inaantay natin eh.
they
Inaantay
David
natin eh.
David Murrell's here on the show. I'm not sure if his connection's enough to see his face, but David Murrell will be on the show. Our former teammate from the UP Fighting Maroons. D, you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. D, what's up, man?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
All right, just to make it clear, I've been mentioning this to a couple of shows, man. Your first ever
Bro.
bucket as
Tell
a
him the
fighting
story. Tell him the
your
story.
first ever bucket as a fighting maroon, and you're here
Hey,
to
come on,
confirm that.
man. They gotta know.
Yes, sir.
Long
They
pass
gotta
from you,
know.
bro.
They
Come
gotta
on.
know.
All right, so it was a random summer league game. I think with Father Martins in San Beda, right, Jel?
Yeah, in San Beda, it was
That
in
was
the
that
Father
was
Martin
David's first game. So we were
first
like,
back.
okay, who is this guy? I heard we have a recruit, an athlete, right? And
Yeah.
I heard he was jet lagged too. He was like really sleepy.
Bro,
Like
he was
when
straight. He was straight from the airport, straight from
straight from the
NAIA to
airport,
the game.
and we played a game. And then I asked him one thing. He was like, I was like, David, can you get an oop? Like, can you? I'll throw you up an oop if you're open. And he was like, just throw it up there, man. I got you. First play of the game. We get the jump ball. I threw it up because he pointed. I threw it up and he dunked that basketball out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, we gotta get this guy right away. You remember that? You're here to
Yeah,
confirm
man.
it, bro. Yeah,
I remember that, bro.
yeah. All right. So since we're talking about your UP days, before we go to your current stage in the PBA, obviously you had to take a residency here in UP, right?
Yeah.
And how was that? How was that scenario, bro? Like not playing right away, and then developing your game with Team B, playing a lot of games in the off season.
It was cool. The only thing that I didn't really like is that we didn't practice that much. So back in the day with Team B, back then, we had Bright. So it was like coach was like, "Yeah, we'll see you at the game," and we basically won every game.
Because he had the talent, bro.
Yeah, we
you
had
guys
the
had
talent, but it wasn't super structured. But we were still balling, so that was cool.
Yeah.
But I was still practicing with you guys too, with the team
Yeah.
so with the varsity
Yep.
squad. So I was still able to develop my game a lot when I was still on Team B.
Yeah. Yo, David, let me ask you, like, after that residency year, and we all knew that you were gonna make the UAAP lineup. What did you initially felt like when they told you that, yo, David, you're gonna be part of the lineup? It was your first year in the UAAP. How does it feel like, man? Like you're a rookie coming out from the States.
Was that season 81?
Season
Yeah,
81?
season 80. And it was
Season
great.
81.
Yeah, it was a super great feeling, bro, because obviously I wanted to be in battle with you guys.
Yeah.
But actually making it to the Final Four after so many years, like that felt great, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I know it was just my first year on the team, but that's history, bro. Like, it felt amazing to be part of history.
Yeah.
That's true.
For sure. I mean, you also knew your role. We all knew our roles. I think that's why we made it to the finals, because we knew what to do.
Yeah.
We knew that it was going to Paul when it was in the fourth quarter. I mean, Juan did his thing. You played out of your position. I knew that. I mean, to all the listeners, you guys have to know that David was playing 4. His
That guy
original
hated
position
it.
is 2 and 3.
That
The guy hated it.
That
But he
guy
had-
Hey,
hated it.
man,
Yeah, to
I'm
do-
still playing out of position right now in the PBA, but it's all good. It's all good.
All right, and then so we made it to the finals. We made history.
Yeah.
And then season 82 came.
Yeah.
Kobe, Richie, all the big names came in. What was the main difference? I want to know
Yeah.
because we didn't experience that season 82.
The main bro, it felt like we were superstars everywhere we went. Like going to like the provinces and stuff like that, bro. It was
Yeah.
so packed. Like just obviously
Wow.
because Richie and Kobe are the main guys, but we also still had Juan, we had Javi. So we still
Yeah.
always they used to call us University of Bogey, bro. I'm pretty sure that's still the trend right now.
And no lie,
Yeah.
bro. No lie. No lie.
Ain't no
That's true.
lie, for sure.
And then how about the on the court, bro? Because
Yeah, on
like
the court.
I mean, we knew the ball was going to Kobe Richie, right? Like it was a really different dynamic compared to season 81 and season 82.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the beginning of the season, like preseason, it was actually really hard. We didn't really gel well together until we won the Belia Cup in Taiwan.
Mm,
So
Yeah.
after we won the Belia Cup, I just felt like the sky was the limit. Hopefully, we wish we could have beat Ateneo at least once,
Yeah.
but it just felt great going to the finals and actually having a chance to win a title.
yeah.
Yeah, David. How about since season 82 is over, and all of that, and then pandemic came.
Yeah.
So obviously basketball has to stop. Everything has to stop. Basically, you went back home, right, during the
Yep.
pandemic.
Yep.
How was the process of the decision of you leaving UP? Because it was really a surprise for everyone, including me. That I really thought that you were still gonna stay for your last playing year in UP,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
decided to enter to go pro. So how was that?
Yeah,
How was
man.
that process?
It was actually a long, thoughtful process, bro. Like, I talked to a lot of people. Obviously, I talked to my agent. I talked to my
Mm,
parents. I talked to Coach Bo. And to be honest, I really didn't want to wait that long anymore. The
yeah.
draft
Yeah.
was coming up, and I was like, might as well. Like, it just felt right to put my name in the draft. It was like I'm
Mm,
getting older, too. I didn't want to be in UAP at 26 years old, you know? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
so that was a big factor, too.
That
But
makes
yeah,
sense. I mean,
yeah,
because at that point we didn't really know what was gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Very
Right?
very
exactly.
uncertain, man. Very uncertain.
Exactly. But yeah, to be honest, Coach Bo was one of the main guys like pushing me to put my name in the draft early.
Mm,
Oh, wow.
We talked maybe like 2 or 3 times, and he was like, "Yeah, I think it'll be smart for you to put your name in the draft now, and just hopefully hope for the best."
yeah. And that's how Coach Bo is, bro. As a
Yeah.
coach, I
Yeah,
mean, he really wants the best for every player. I mean, he doesn't care if we're gonna lose David in UP. I mean, that's a good. I mean, he has the experience. He can help the team win. But if it was the right decision for you, and now it's looking like it is the right
Yeah.
decision for you,
Right
D.
decision,
yes,
man.
I
sir.
mean, but but during the pandemic, bro, I saw you. You were working. You got drafted by NLEX, right?
Yeah,
But you weren't lined up right away. And then
nah,
I think you were lined up for 3x3. Is that correct?
yeah, I was lined up for 3x3.
And then did you play 3x3?
So no, I wasn't able to play 3x3. Um, and this is a touchy story. My dad passed away,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I
Sorry
had to
about
go
that,
back
bro.
home. Yeah, it's all good, bro. I had to go back home and handle everything for my pops.
Mm,
So I was never able to actually play a game of 3x3. And then once I came back out to the Philippines, I wanted to try to see if I can play at least one leg. So I
mm-hmm.
came here late December, and then a couple guys from NLEX got injured, like Calvin Oftana, he got
Yeah.
injured. Anthony Simmerad got injured. So they bumped me up to 5-on-5. And ever since then, I was just rocking with the 5-on-5 team.
Yeah.
And bro, honestly, I don't think that's a coincidence, bro. That's
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you
I'm
know,
not
like
I'm yeah,
for
bro.
sure. Like
I
that was
mean,
like
I lost my
my
dad
dad's
too,
last.
D.
That was
Yeah.
like my dad's last little help, you know,
Yep.
Yeah,
that he can do for
that's
me.
right. That's right.
That's for sure. I mean, that's for sure. He sees that he was guiding that decision
Facts,
all the way. Yeah, for sure.
facts.
And then on in NLEX, bro, you weren't playing like this. What you're doing now, you weren't
Yeah.
playing like that in NLEX. How was that? Your first game, you're trying to figure things out in the PBA. Obviously, very different from the UAAP. How was it like your first ever game and first few minutes with NLEX?
Man, it felt good, especially because I was 100% from the field when I played, so it felt good. Like I didn't miss a shot, and plus, like when I was on the team with NLEX, like it was
Yeah.
I think the Governor's Cup, so we had our
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and plus we had KJ, so like it was
Right.
great, man. Having a NBA caliber guy
NBA.
like on our
Yeah.
team, learning from him, felt amazing.
Yeah.
How was that relationship with you? Because honestly, when I played in the PBA, bro, like the imports, they would get mad at me and the other locals if they give you the ball and you don't shoot it. If you're open, they're gonna get mad. I don't. I'm not sure if KJ was like that, but how was he? Was he like
Oh
a
no,
big
Yeah.
bro to you?
KJ was not like that at all, bro. He was super chill, but obviously he was a big bro.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
big bro to this day. Like we still talk about
That's nice.
basketball, life, and everything. But yeah, KJ was super chill. He didn't have a ego at all. Like coming from
Wow.
like the
Mhm.
NBA, like he was one of like the chillest guys I met so far in the PBA.
Wow.
Period.
Wow.
Yeah. So David, let me ask you something. I've tried out for. I got drafted by NLEX.
Yeah.
And how is your relationship with Coach Yang? Everybody for sure you have a Yang Yao story. Everyone who played under Coach Yang has a Yang Yao story. For sure you have one.
All
At
right. Yeah.
least one. For sure you have one.
The only one I have too. Like
Yeah.
all right. So we had a tune-up game against Gilas.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we were playing. There was a possession where Kevin gave me a backdoor pass, and I mean not Kevin. Someone, I forgot who gave me a backdoor pass because Kevin was on Gilas at the time. Someone
Mhm.
gave me a backdoor pass, and I tried to dunk the ball, but Kevin fouled me from the back. So
Yeah.
I shoot my free throws. At the other end, when I forgot who was shooting the free throws, it was probably JD or LeBron.
Mhm.
I was talking to Motal 2 on the bench, and he was like, "Oh, so you have a 44-inch vert, but you can't dunk the ball, blah, blah, blah." And Coach Jang said, "We don't talk to players on the opposite side of the team." And you know me, like it's a tune-up game, and like that's Mo.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I train with him, and we
Yeah.
work out
Yeah.
together. This guy subbed me out so fast, bro. Like it was crazy. He points at me and says,
No.
"We do not fucking socialize." And so at all of the games where I see all of the NLEX guys, like that's the thing that they say to me now. Like we don't fucking socialize, and you know, it's just a little joke now. But like back then, like obviously I had
Wow.
like respect for him, so I didn't talk back or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it was just like, damn, like I didn't think I fucked up, but shit, I fucked up.
That's crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's crazy, man.
And
Nah, but
Clara mentioned he was like not a player, but even I have my
I
own
have my
Coach
own
Yang
Coach
story.
Yang story.
nah,
That's
but
crazy.
Coach Yang is a chill dude, super chill
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
Until we're on like the field or like on the court,
yeah.
like he's different.
That's what I heard. Like off the court, he's like a dad. He's like
He's
Yeah,
like a dad. He's like a
he's so
super chill,
mentor.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
super chill.
yeah. All right. Okay. So from NLEX, you continued to work, bro. I see you. I mean, you worked out with Coach Migs, with this guy Gelo Vito right here. You worked out with True Focus. I
Yes,
think
sir.
when you started working with Jolo, I think your game really like
Elevated.
changed,
It
elevated after
elevated.
that.
Yes,
How can you tell?
yes.
Can you just explain to the fans how much work you put in and what kind of work? I mean, we can say that okay, David works out 5 hours a day. I mean, anyone can work out 5 hours a day, but the kind of work that you put in is different from all the others. That's for sure. I'm not telling you to say the secrets, bro, but like, how is it different? How is it different, bro? Yeah.
Bro, that's just me though. Like I put in work. Like there's days where I'm working out 3 times a day. So I'll do team practice, then I have
Mm-hmm.
Jolo, then I have Migs. So you
Yeah.
know, like I just knew eventually that my workouts will catch up to game like situations.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So like working out with Jolo, like the first thing that I obviously wanted to work on was my shot.
Yeah.
And obviously it improved a lot more from like the UP days. But
Yeah.
I'm still not there. Like, you know, like I
Yeah. Yeah.
still I still have to improve a little bit more. But yeah, working with Jolo, like I told him from the start, like I just want to work on my weaknesses. Like I already know what I can do, like attacking the basket wise, and I'm pretty good at that. So
Mm-hmm.
for like to this day, we're still working on my shot, like doing little tweaks,
Yeah.
making it feel better, feel more natural. But yeah, for like the first 2 months, man, like we will go damn near every day, but except the weekends. Like for 2 hours just
that's
working on my
crazy.
shot.
And for sure, I mean, I know this as someone who works also getting shots up, right? When you work on shooting, bro, it's in the details and also
Yeah,
reps.
bro, for
Bro, how
sure.
many
Reps.
shots do you put up, bro? Like, I'm sure it's just like
Basic
literally form
shooting.
shooting, bro, and then you just
Basic
go move
shooting.
out, right? Like, how is it?
Bro,
How is that?
in the beginning, form shooting, we would have to make 200 makes before we do anything
That's
else.
crazy. That's crazy,
And this
bro.
is like every workout. So 200 reps every workout, that shit adds up, bro.
Yeah.
And then obviously we do the pound dribbles, one dribble pull-ups, then stationary shots, stuff like that. So I felt like Jolo was the right guy to like help me out and everything on the basketball side. And obviously you and Miggs, Jolo,
Yeah.
are the best SNCs out here. So
Bro, for those listening right now and watching, you don't know how hard it is. Like the workouts of David in AP, what Migs did to this guy.
hey,
Really, it's a
all
really
I'm
tough
gonna
one.
say, bro, I was already an athlete before I worked out with you guys.
Yeah.
I got 4 inches in 2 months.
See, that's
Like,
the work that
like
David puts in, man.
that's a secret. That's the secret right there.
Even after games, right? You would put in work after or before games.
Before,
Yeah, most of the time before games.
bro.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Migs and David usually fight about it.
No,
When
facts.
Migs says take a rest, David's not gonna rest. He's gonna go to AP HQ and still work out day after
Exactly,
the
man.
game or day before the
Yeah,
game.
you know,
All right.
I'll just do upper body, bro. I don't have to do lower body.
Yeah. All right, D. Now from NLEX, bro. From NLEX, you got traded to Converge. How was that
Yeah.
process like? Did you know you were going to Converge? Like, was
Yeah.
Coach Alex
Jeff,
talking to you before? Jeff, I mean Jeff. Yeah.
Coach Jeff.
No, so the story behind that was Coach Yang wanted to drop me back down to 3x3
All right.
because he wanted to give Larry Funashera another opportunity to play for 5-on-5.
That's why he's back. Yeah.
So that's why he was back. So there's one day, like, I just like talked to Coach Yang because obviously I didn't want to play 3x3. Like, actually being on the 5-on-5 team already, I didn't want to get dropped back down. So I expressed that to him and told him that, yeah, I don't want to get stuck in the 3x3 circuit.
Yeah.
And then, I kid you not, like 2 days after, like, I got traded.
Oh, so you didn't expect that? You were
You didn't
surprised
expect
that you.
No, like, I walked in one day to practice and Coach Jolas, he was like, "Did you hear the news?" And I was like,
No.
"What are you talking about? We don't have practice? Like, what are you talking about?" Oh, and then yeah, he basically told me that I was gonna be part of a trade deal, so that NLEX can have a first round draft pick next year or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but like, I felt like that was gonna be the best situation for me, anyways, because it's my second year in the league, bro. I would have to play behind people, anyways.
Yeah.
So at least with a new team, a new and up and coming team, like, I can at least prove myself to become a starter or become a sixth man off the bench or whatever, you know?
Yeah, because you guys have a young team with Converge, right? And
Yeah.
when you started putting up numbers in real games, I wasn't even surprised because people have been telling me that you have been hooping in tune-up games with
Hell yeah.
Converge. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for this guy to put up numbers and just have himself
Just
ball
go off.
games.
And just
Yeah,
go
and
off.
and the first game, I think you didn't get used. Was that? Am I right? D, you still there?
No, I think I know the story of that one.
Yeah, yeah. How
I
is it?
think um I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but he was put into health and safety protocols for the lack of a better term
Ah,
during
okay.
his first game. I'm not sure if I'm not mistaken, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that was the report. He was put into the health and safety protocols by the
Okay.
PBA. So, and right after he got out of that safety protocol,
He
that
went
guy
crazy.
he went off. Really, he went off. But again, yo, Jegs, see David.
I'm back, bro.
David,
My
yeah,
fault, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
there.
Yo, David, let me confirm this from you.
Hold on. Is he allowed to say that or not?
Yeah, like the first game in the PBA season with Converge, you were put in the health and safety protocols, right?
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's why I didn't play my first game.
Oh, that's
And the second game.
I thought
No,
I was like, I'm like,
I played the second game, bro. It was
he
just
played
the
the
game against Rain or Shine.
how much did you score there? Did you end up having a good game?
Against what? Against who?
Rain
The
or
second
Shine?
game.
I didn't play. Rain or Shine was the first game. I didn't play. Second game we played Magnolia,
Yeah.
and offensively I didn't have a good game, but defensively I was having a pretty good game to have 35 minutes my first game with Converge.
Oh, that's
So, you know,
crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it was like I did something good to stay on the floor.
Yeah, and how important is that for a young guy like you, bro? Because me, I had some games where I had that much time in the PBA, but how important is it for us to make mistakes, to have that much minutes on the court, right? Like it's different when you're playing that way compared to
Exactly.
one mistake and you're going out. Yeah.
Exactly, because if you have one mistake and your coach is like subbing you out, you can't find the flow of the game.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
that you mess up one or two times, like you'll never find the flow. And especially
Yeah.
like with our team. So if one of our guys messes up, Coach Jeff is not gonna sub us out because we're too young. Like we're not
Yeah,
experienced like that.
I
So
see that
and
too.
he
Yeah.
understands
Yeah.
that.
Well,
And
So,
then
yeah.
yeah.
What's up?
So you went, and then against was it against NLEX you scored 21?
yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
He
Was
went
there
off.
a personal under there? No.
Man,
Nah.
why is everyone trying to say that? Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
So bro scored 21 points, 10 out
Yeah.
of 14 from the field.
Yeah.
How was that like, bro? Were you feeling how was that whole game like? Like having yourself a game. Is that your career high?
Yeah,
So
that was
far?
my career high. So before that, it was 15 points
Mhm.
against I forgot who against who, but yeah, that's my new career high, bro.
And yeah,
So
I
how
saw
was
one
that?
of your highlights.
How was that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw one of David's highlights during that game. That guy was attacking Larry Fonasher. He knew. This guy knew. Like Larry Fonasher switched on him. He went downhill. And David, what the heck are
And
you
you had a
doing?
couple of threes too, right?
Yeah.
I think I hit 1 3. I think I was 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going to your 21st point. I mean, for sure you had 15 the game before. How was that like? Your confidence slowly going up in real games because you already knew in
Yeah.
tune-up games you would score, 20. That was
Yeah.
easy. That's
Yeah.
why I was saying I wasn't surprised when you scored 21 points against NLEX.
Yeah.
How was that like? Your confidence going up, and then how was that whole game like? You were just getting buckets after buckets.
Yeah, if to be honest, like the game is starting to slow down. Like ever since I got my first career high with 15, like stuff started to slow down. And when I played NLEX, like obviously there was a different level of focus because obviously we had to win that game. And I wanted to kind of prove myself a little bit more to that team.
Yeah.
So yeah, like as I told everyone else, like from warm-ups, like I did my warm-up that I do every day with Jolo. Like I was locked in since warm-ups. So once I came in probably like the 7-minute mark in the first, like I think I had a quick 6. Like the first 3 possessions I had, like I scored, and then I was just locked in ever since. Like that game, like I felt so good, like I couldn't miss. Like
Yeah. I mean, bro, I'm so happy for you, bro, with the
Yeah.
PBA, with what you're doing. I mean,
Appreciate that.
the hard work works really. And right
Yeah.
now, what is your mindset like, bro? Like
Yeah.
after having a career high like that, I'm sure. I mean, all hoopers know this. I'm sure the listeners know that. Some of the listeners probably don't know this, but as a hooper, you gotta have short term memory, bro.
Hey,
Like
yeah,
after that, yeah,
bro, we're back to the gym the next day. It doesn't stop, bro. It doesn't stop.
Yeah. So that's your mindset now, like growth
Yeah.
mindset. Even after that 21, you're on to the next, getting better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trying to beat that old career high. Like that's
Yeah.
my mindset now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, bro, appreciate you, bro, for coming into the pod.
Thanks
For
for
your
the time,
time.
David.
Appreciate
Thank you,
you, bro.
guys.
I
Appreciate
mean,
it,
good
man.
luck.
Oh,
I hope you get
that's
more
crazy.
buckets and more
More
W's. Yeah.
Hey, good luck, David.
Yes,
Thank you, man.
sir. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, bro. All right, that was a
Alright.
great conversation with
Grabe.
David. I
Solid,
mean,
solid.
I think we had a
Great
couple
stories.
just na mga ano no, mga pwedeng tidbits, probably
Oo.
topics that
Oo.
would go viral no with that.
Saka yung talaga yung mga stories lang, yung mga small snippets of stories na not everyone is really
Knows.
not really
Oh,
knows, 'di ba? Kasi yung
oh,
mga ganong story na yung sa team lang, within the team and within that circle lang ang nakakaalam. At least tayo, napapa-experience natin sa iba, sa listeners natin, yung mga ganong little stories na, which
yeah.
makes it more interesting for fans to watch, di ba?
Yeah, for sure. And
So, yeah.
since we had David, a PBA player here, an up and coming hooper in the PBA, let's talk about what happened in the PBA the past week. Obviously, we talked about their win, Converge winning over
Yeah.
NLEX. SMB, I think they defeated TNT. Ginebra beating Terra Firma also last Wednesday.
Yep.
Meralco stopping their 2-game skid with a
Skid.
win on Rain or Shine. But let's talk about Blackwater bossing, bro. My former team. I hope we were like this when I was there. 91-89, they beat Phoenix.
Yeah.
But they lost to
They lost to
SMB.
San
But
Miguel
they almost won
last time.
though,
Yeah, I
bro.
watched the game. I
What
watched
are your
that
thoughts,
game.
bro, with Blackwater? Yeah.
Um, Parang the way I see them play, they're a team na parang nothing to lose. Laro lang tayo, laro lang. Nothing to
Mm.
lose, di ba? Everything to gain. Kasi again, and it's a perfect combination then of veterans and young guys. Yung team na yun. You have the veteran point guard in JV Casio,
Resurgence, no?
whose
Damn.
career is coming back to life. And a lot of
Oh,
people were saying na right after that trade from Alaska to Blackwater,
Blackwater.
wala na, tapos na career nito. Tapos na.
Oh,
Wala na, he's done. Pero come on. Si JV Casio yung nagpa-overtime kahapon.
true,
Si
grabe si
JV
JV.
Casio yung, di ba? At
For me,
what?
where JV goes,
The team
Blackwater goes.
goes.
Eh.
Oh,
Every time maganda yung laro niya for Blackwater when he's hitting his three, scoring
yeah.
20. Panalo sila lagi
Panalo
doon.
talaga
Grabe
eh.
si JV. Parang yung mga off the ball screens niya bumabalik
Oo.
parang kasi I think this is the time na he's the main guy again, he's the main guard
Mhm.
na pwede siyang tumira ng guard. Kasi sa Alaska I felt like he had to set up his teammates, he had to be that
Oo.
senior guard, pero grabe.
Oo.
I mean, JV's doing so well. I'm so happy for Kuya
Ito
JV.
pa,
Pero
ito
yan,
pa,
sige,
hindi pa
sige.
tayo tapos. Yung Blackwater,
Sige.
tuwa ako dyan eh.
Hindi
Tuwa
ako
ako
nga eh.
dyan.
Si Ato Olar, bro.
Atular, pare. Saan ang galing yun? I mean, one of the steals of the draft yun. A lot of people are saying na, yung steal of the draft, yung Encho Serrano, Tyler Tio, yung mga ganong area. But nothing against them, nothing
Ngayon
to take out.
kung ngayon,
Pero,
pag-uusapan natin, steal of the draft talaga si Ato Olar.
Atular. Sipin mo, his last game against Phoenix, the guy scored 34 points as a rookie. He's the top rookie right now
As
sa
a
rookie
second
rankings ngayon.
round, as a second
As a second
rounder.
rounder. Diba? And
One
ang
player
funny
of
thing
the
pa
week.
ang ironic thing pa dyan, nasa kanila yung number 1 overall pick na si Brandon Rosser na hindi pa nagpipick. Paano pa kung nag-pick? Paano pa nag-pick yan? Paano pa kung nag-pick si Brandon Rosser and yung pinapakita pa ni Ular na laro? Ay, ang lakas ng ng backcourt nila, ng frontcourt nila. 'Di ba?
Grabe, no?
'Di ba?
I mean,
and syempre, si Night. Hindi natin pwede kalimutan si Night. Si
Oh.
Baser Amer. 'Di ba? Again,
Resurgence din to, no? Si Baser.
Di ba? So, I mean, I really feel na after that, then na-trade siya out of Meralco, then he went to Blackwater. Ganun din eh. Dami rin nagsabi ako, wala na. Si Baser Amer. And again, Baser being Baser. I mean, having the guts and the confidence of Coach Ariel Van Guardia to set him up and put him in situations na he will hit game winners. Ay, ganun yung level of confidence eh. I know you worked with Coach Ariel before as consultant siya with Blackwater. Is he that type of I mean, kasi at that time consultant lang naman siya, but is he that type of coach na alam mo yun, that gives you confidence, parang sige, gawin mo yan.
Oo.
Was he that type of coach?
Kahit nung pa siya nun, nung consultant/assistant governor pa siya nun, he would talk to me sometimes na labas mo lang yung laro mo, just play your game. continue working hard. He's that type eh. He loves players who work hard.
Yeah.
So I think reward niya lang yan sila Ato Ular, JB
Yeah.
Casio, Baser. Let's talk about Ato real quick, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, si Ato pala 27 or 28. I had a
Kasing edad
conversation
ko lang
with
yun. Kasing edad
Oo
ko
nga,
lang
tas
yun.
rookie pa lang siya. Imagine,
Yeah.
naka 4 years, naka 3 years
Yeah.
ako sa PBA.
Yeah.
Tapos si Ato, mas matanda sa akin as a rookie. Pero I think yung experience talaga eh, sobrang laking bagay sa
Sobrang
PBA.
laki.
Kasi if
Yeah.
kukunin mo yung experience mo sa PBA, parang mahirap eh. Kasi konti lang yung teams, tapos kailangan manalo pa ng teams, right? So very important yung you get magpahinog muna eh. I
Pahinog
think
ka
that's
talaga.
very crucial para pagdating mo sa PBA, ready ka na. I think that's what's happening in the case of Ato Ular.
Ato Ular.
He played,
Yeah.
di ba, MPBL,
MPBL,
Philbasket, NCAA, di ba? Ang dami niyang linaruan.
Kumbaga sagad eh. Literal,
rin,
yun yung literal sagad. Sagad talaga.
veterans
And,
na yung mga kalaban niya. I
Again,
think-
wait lang huge shoutout lang kay Andrew Pacheco. Andrew Pacheco, my guy.
Andrew,
how are you?
shout out sa'yo.
Shout out to you. Hello po,
Yes,
idol.
sir. Yun.
Yun.
And then, lastly, Jels, let's talk about one guy. SMB,
Yeah.
wala si Chris Ross. Nanalo siya. I think they're the top team.
Yeah.
Jericho Cruz, bro.
Wow.
Jaime Garcia also. Hi,
Hoy,
Himes.
Jaime.
Thanks for tuning
Hello.
in. Jels, let's talk about Jericho Cruz. I mean, I didn't expect Jericho to have these numbers in San Miguel, honestly.
Yeah.
He was one of the main guys sa NLEX. But he's been like this, though.
Oo,
Ganito na siya dati pa eh.
Yeah.
Na, gets
Hindi lang-
30 points bigla, 20.
Oo.
Di lang nakahalata eh.
Yeah, and I really feel he's just picking up yung absence ni Chris Ross. Probably. Kasi and nung nasa ibang teams naman si Jericho Cruz. I think this is already his fourth team if I'm not mistaken in the PBA. Kahit nung nasa ibang team siya meron na talagang glimpse na ganyan yung pinapakita niya. And hindi lang talaga na ma-magnify. I don't know why. But bottom line, Jericho Cruz is a hooper. He's a legit baller that he will give you buckets left and right if he wants to. And I practiced against him when he was still with NLEX. And yung level of confidence niya, kahit nasigawan na siya or parang nagkakamali
Kahit tatlong mintis na, ganun.
Kahit tatlong mintis pa rin. And to tell you lang quick story. When I was practicing with NLEX, siya yung pinang nilagay namin. Nilagay kami with him. So lahat kami mga bata, tsaka siya. At yung talagang tinanggap yung challenge na yun. Like, Diggy, okay lang, akin yung mga bata. Game lang. Parang ganun siya. He's that type of person na he would never back down. He would take in challenges. Diba? Parang sagad talaga. Like, diba? Parang he can create, he can score, he can dominate in every aspect of the game. Diba?
I agree.
He scores, he defends well. And I think the last game, he was the player of the game. He scored 23 something points. 23 or 24 points. Out of nowhere.
Oh, grabe.
Out of nowhere. I mean, the fact na kahit sabihin natin na SMB has a lot of weapons. Meron kang CJ Perez, meron kang
Junmar.
Junmar ka. Diba? Pero the good thing about it is that lumalabas yung laro ni Jericho Cruz. That would really, really help SMB right now. Alam ko, marami ng tulong ang SMB. No doubt. That's why they're number one.
I think just one main factor is Jericho Cruz playing under Coach Leo.
Coach Leo.
I think that's a big factor. Playing with a guy that helped you in your career, playing under a guy that knows how you play.
Yeah.
I think one of the factors din yun sa PBA. Success in your PBA depends on your coach. If your coach, allows you to make mistakes, if your coach knows how to use you, I mean, also give credit to the players, diba, na, they do their work. But if extra additional, bonus points in if your coach knows how to use you, if he allows you to make mistakes and develop, yun yung nangyayari. I think Jericho Cruz now, he has all the confidence in the world because he's under Coach Leo. So, Jels, this has been a great episode. Second episode with a guest we missed last week, but this one with David, and I'm sure we're gonna have more. Guests in the future. Steve, this will now be one of the shows I'll regularly watch. Hello, Diego and Gelo. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you
for the support.
Yeah,
Steve,
man.
one of the OGs yan, supporters ng
Oh,
UP back when we were in
classic.
college. And until now, he's
Until
actually
now.
taking photos na rin, diba? UAP games and
Great
I think
photos, very great
FIBA games
photos.
na rin, diba? So, yeah,
Jigs, grabe
Steve,
yung mga photos yan. Like, I've seen his page. You
mm,
guys give him a follow sa Instagram niya.
yes,
Great
sir.
photos ng basketball and anything and everything. Ganda.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Steve. And
Appreciate
just
you. Thank you.
appreciate you, bro, and appreciate all the listeners. Make sure
Yes.
to tune in our other episodes, in our future and previous episodes.
Yep.
Comment, like, and subscribe down below. We'll make sure to acknowledge that. And just appreciate you. Thanks
Thanks so
um
much, Jigs.
for this
Yeah.
one. This is a great
And
episode.
yeah.
Peace.
Bye-bye.